Okay, second video today. I am upset. There is our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was talked about on Tucker Carlson show on Fox News about the his blatant words. We have we're going to use this time of pandemic to provide a reset, a great reset to the global situation of wealth distribution and climate change. Oh my, I don't even get me started on climate change. The and then so the COVID that is like there's a monstrous overreaction in Canada. 1%, less than 1% of our national 37.5 million people has any COVID-related symptoms, whatever, 30,000 people. In Ontario, there are just over 500 people in hospital with COVID-related symptoms. We have over 400 hospitals in Ontario. The fact that these hospitals are overrun, as they say, just tells me about the bad management. Anyway, but then Trudeau says on Tucker Carlson quoted him, which is fantastic because the world can see what an idiot we have. Trudeau says we can use this pandemic as an opportunity for a great reset in the way we think about climate change and wealth distribution. Of course, he's not going to distribute any of his wealth. Looking after the most vulnerable, yes, of course. But he is for euthanasia. He is for abortion on demand. But let's look after the most vulnerable, as long as I agree with who they are. This is Trudeau speaking. What a man! I'm going to swear, so I won't. But this kind of mentality is what is going on in Canada now, and the socialists are getting on board. If Joe Biden wins in the U.S., and this stuff with the Kraken, release the Kraken, and all this stuff that is going to happen in the next few days in the States. Sidney Powell released that information. She wants to release the Kraken. I don't know if it's going to go into election fraud, people going to jail. Scott Adams has said on his channel that these revelations are going to be even worse than anyone could have imagined. So take what you can imagine about being the worst things. I would think Jeffrey Epstein. I would think murder. I would think these are the worst things that I can think of. If these things are worse than that, I have no words to describe that. I mean, we already know that around the Clinton camp there have been a number of suicides when people didn't agree with her approach to the election, the last election. People were suiciding themselves. Then Jeffrey Epstein also suicided himself when the Epstein pedo island stuff was going to come out. And so I don't know if there's more of that going on. There was murder here in Ontario a few years ago around Christmas. The Honey and Barry Sherman, who are the billionaire owners of Apotex, a drug company that was going to that would have had the inside track to make a virus vaccine for COVID. They ended up not mysteriously actually, they were executed. There's no way it was suicide by any means. Trudeau was at their house for a fundraiser a few weeks before, 2-3 weeks before. Didn't even show up at their funeral. I guess his crocodile tears wouldn't have played out very well. This guy's a snake. I don't have any doubt. I mean, he's a moron because he doesn't know what he's doing. And people might say, oh, he's a fox, he's so clever. And no, he's not clever. He's never been clever. He's been a snowboard instructor, a bouncer. How he was a bouncer, I have no idea. He's 150 pounds soaking wet. And a part-time drama teacher who ended up having a relationship with one of his students, but there was a non-disclosure agreement there, and so no one is supposed to know the details about that. But, excuse me, it's there, it's public information, and it can be found without too much trial if you know what you're doing. So I've heard these things from other sources. I can't quote them here, but please look into these things. And the Great Reset from the Socialist Liberal Party of Canada, who is under the thumb of the Chinese government. We are giving them money. First of all, they own us. We're giving them money for their climate plans. They hold 2 Canadians hostage. But they have all kinds of coal-fired plants. Their air quality is horrendous. And we are taxing our Canadian citizens, where if we had zero emission, these world emissions would go down such a minuscule amount you wouldn't even notice. If we had zero, if we were burning campfires and walking around or using canoes, riding bicycles, that's it. People want zero emissions. They want to ban fossil fuels and everything. But they talk about fossil fuels from their computers, from their tablets, their cell phones. They wear running shoes. They would drive on the roads. They drive in cars that are made with plastic. It's just, you can't ban petroleum, first of all, because there's no way. I mean, everything. There was one protest. They were in kayaks talking about banning fossil fuels. Kayaks and paddles are made from fossil fuel. Life jackets as well. Anyway, I have no other comments because I'm without words. And this is my second video today. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll hopefully talk some more soon.